super juicy, woo, super savory. This is your high-tech mushroom burger for the modern age. That's really good. I want to eat this whole thing. Burgers. There's so many different kinds out there, and there's so many veggie, plant-based burgers out there as well. Over 10 years ago, ChefSteps launched the high-tech mushroom burger, which was going to take mushrooms and just replicate that snappy meatiness you get in beef without any of the fuss. One of the problems I have with a lot of veggie burgers out these days is they've got so many ingredients in them, and they're trying to chase down being like a meat patty. I'm not trying to do that here. I'm just trying to take simple mushrooms and turn them into something super savory, super umami, with a really good snap that you can treat just like a juicy burger. You can sear it, you can grill it, you can fry it, you can griddle it, and it'll turn out as a delicious, umami, meaty burger just out of mushrooms. And I think we've done it. I'm going with cremini, which is the same as the button, which if you didn't know, it's the same as portobello. They're the exact same mushroom. I'm just gonna weigh them, wash them, roast them, then I'm gonna grind them. You could, if you want, like brush them and all that sort of stuff, but for something like this, since we're going to roast them and get some moisture out, I'm just gonna take them to the sink, get them a big wash, just wash it off, you know? Number one, I don't dump them in and then wait for it to fill up, because mushrooms are like a sponge. They'll start to soak up all the water. So I fill up, nice big bowl. The reason why I like to have a big bowl is if there is sand and all that sort of stuff, it sinks to the bottom, you know? So what I do is take one mushroom, give it a little rub. I don't get every black spot off, that's not necessary, but I just rub off anything that's sandy. So rather than dump the water out, you take the food out. Then you have all this dirty stuff. I can see a couple little pebbles down there, sand. Done. Next step. This is 750 grams of mushrooms, AKA £1.5. All I'm gonna do is throw them on a tray. I like to give them maybe one last look. You might find like, I'll just take that little bit off the bottom if there's like a big chunk of growing medium on them. See, like I got a nice little chunk here. You can use any mushroom you want. If you use truffles, they're gonna be a much firmer burger, and they're gonna be very strong and very expensive. If you use something like chanterelle, I could see that being pretty good, but you can have like this cool gold brown burger, which might be awesome. Something like maitake would be a really good candidate too, but it just know that it's gonna taste like whatever mushroom you use. So just know that. No salt, no oil. What I want to have happen when I roast these is basically the water inside the mushroom is gonna boil. It's gonna cook the mushroom. The water is gonna come out, not all the water, but about a third. So I'm gonna go from 750 grams to about 500 grams, plus or minus a little bit. It doesn't have to be super, super precise here, but I'm gonna lose a third of the weight and volume here, so in the oven. See, they're nice and fresh. They're gonna come out boiling, sizzling, 15 minutes, will be fine. Look at those beauties. Whew! These are ready to turn into patties. I'm gonna grind these, and then we're gonna get mixing, and that's kind of it for the first step. It's gonna go quick, ready? The original ChefSteps mushroom recipe would use a food processor. If you use a food processor, you have very little control over the size of the grind, you know, the size of the fragments. You're slicing, and it makes all these geometric shapes. And when you grind, you have this like ground crushed meaty texture. You don't have to have a fancy grinder. You can use the one on your stand mixer, no problem. It could be a $5 grinder. It's okay. But anything ground is gonna be actually more consistent and more meaty in texture when you eat it. Our two secret ingredients for this recipe in order to make it work are one, Activa is the brand name, but transglutaminase is the other name. And then we need casein or some protein, okay? So any kind of meat patty, veggie patty, you need a binder, you know? If you make one that's just like beans and flour, it's gonna be mushy. The reason why a hamburger patty can be really snappy is because of the protein content and the strength of the protein bond once it cooks. I'm gonna use casein. Casein is from milk, so this isn't a vegan patty. You can use a vegetarian protein, Generally, I've found it makes a weaker bond. I've done pea protein and other legume proteins. A lot of the veggie proteins on the market have strong mineral flavors too. The transglutaminase is going to bond all the protein. It's a naturally occurring enzyme. It's actually inside all of us already. There's other transglutaminase. Some are for fish, fish protein, and they actually add fish gelatin as a bonder in there. TI is pure transglutaminase, so that's the one you'd want to use if you want to do a vegan recipe or formula. RM is the most popular one, and RM has some casein in it already. That's why this is not for vegans. I'm also going to use MSGs. This is all you need for mushroom patty 2.0. Casein, Activa, salt, MSG, dunzo. I like to give it a little mix, and then into the mushroom. Just like if you were making a plain beef patty, the way you season it with, like, say, salt and pepper, char it, sear it, baste it with butter, that's gonna change or develop a lot of the flavors as well. So you still have to cook it well after this, but you just cook it how you would a normal burger. So from here, we're gonna form patties, let it sit in the fridge, and we're gonna cook epic mushroom burgers, and that's it. We've got our mushroom mix. So here's what I like to do. Tray, a little cooking spray, and what I like to do is have a scooper. You can use like a 1/4 cup, 1/3 cup, whatever, but boy, do I love like these scoopers at home. And I just eyeball it. You can use any ring size you want to here. And I'm gonna squish them into patties. You can use like a spoon or a spatula or something for this too, but I like to use my mitts. So these are the fresh patties. I just set the mold, and from here I gotta wrap them, put them in the fridge. They'll start to set quite quickly, like in an hour or two, but they'll be maximum firmness with all that enzyme activity from the Activa overnight. And once they sit overnight, this patty here will have a lot of flavor, a nice snap to it. It'll caramelize because it's got all this ground texture. It'll caramelize and get Maillard really, really nice in a pan. These are really, really amazing patties. I really love them. So that's it. Let's wrap them up, put them in the fridge, and we can pull out a Hollywood tray like this and get cooking. So, mushroom patty. Look at these things. We're ready to go. Treat them like a burger. Salt, pepper, then we sear them. You can grill them, you can deep fry them, you can pan fry them, griddle them. You can make a smashed burger. I'm gonna get a good sear. I'm gonna put cheese on it. You're gonna love the way the sear looks. It's really, really nice. That casein protein and the mushrooms, sears and crisps, super nice. I'm just searing 2 of these right now, but I wouldn't change anything about this process other than a bigger pan if I'm gonna sear all 4 or 6. So let's give it a little check. See, it's getting nice and caramely, but I want more of that. The other thing about the mushroom patty versus like a beef patty is we've got, like I said, no fat inside, but we also don't have a protein that's gonna overbind and overcook and dry out. So if these were beef patties, you wouldn't really want to overcook them because they start to get drier and crumblier and fall apart, so they get too tough. These guys, not so much. You can get a super, super, super hot sear, really nice temperature on them, and they're gonna stay like a really nice patty. I'll go with that. Look at that color. You like that? I'm just gonna get a little bit more butter here. I'm gonna go like, classic mushroom Swiss. Okay, from here, I'm just gonna pop them in the oven. Easy peasy. So I'll set it to 4 minutes, 5 minutes, we'll check on it. While those are going, I can toast my bun, put lettuce together, whatever, fry some fries. Also lettuce, I don't know if people do this at all, like give it a little smash. It's better, trust me. Tomato, can't just go plain tomato, get some salt on that sucker. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Like I said, just going for gooey here. Oh my God. Can you see the edge of that patty? That's a good burger. Look at that. What? Let's give it a try. Woo! That's really good. That's really, really good. Super savory, super mushroomy. The sear even on the side. The mushroom with all the casein protein wants to caramelize, wants to get a good Maillard reaction on it. So it just lends itself to like a really crispy, juicy texture that's still got some snap and spring, unlike a lot of the veggie burger type stuff that's kind of like bean egg firm texture, you know? This thing's freaking dynamite. That's juicy. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Do I have like a mayonnaise mustache? The next level of a milk mustache? Oh my God, that's really, really good. That's the updated ChefSteps high-tech mushroom burger 2.0. It's crazy, crazy good. You're gonna get the meatiness, umami-ness of a meat burger, the snap of a meat burger, but without all the meaty price and hassle that comes with meat sometimes. So that's freaking good, high-tech mushroom burger. Yum. High-tech mushroom burger. High-tech mushroom burger.
Subscribe to our channel and visit chefsteps.com for more tips, recipes, guides, and tools to help you level up in the kitchen.